Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So, I want to start off today, right? Before we start working on completing the game, like actual completion. Um, I want a better understanding of the ending of the game, right? And so I want to talk a little bit about it. I'm still, I have a lot of questions about the ending. So I'm thinking that maybe some of the more tuned in guys can explain it. So I'm going to start off taking a look at the Final Fantasy Union video, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the ending explained. Spoilers for when you finish. Because I figure this will probably have a decent amount of points that will maybe give us a little bit more understanding. So we'll go ahead and check out this video. I will add the link in the description for the stream after we're done for today, and I will also post another reaction video to it. All right, so this is another warning. All right, major spoilers for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth are featured in this video. We highly recommend finishing the game before viewing. So yes, absolutely. If you haven't beaten the game, you need to turn away. All right, turn away. Come back after you've beaten the game. So without further ado, let's check out this video.
After years upon years of waiting for a remake of Final Fantasy VII, fans around the world got their wish in April of 2020. But when Part 1 of the Final Fantasy VII Remake project concluded, many were left shocked by what they saw. Instead of being a faithful one-to-one remake of the original story, albeit with a few expected flourishes and adjustments to accommodate for how times had changed, the scenario writers chose to embark on a whole new adventure. The nature of this divergence had been hinted at throughout the game owing to the arrival of beings known as Whispers. Denoted within the game as arbiters of fate, the Whispers appeared when someone attempted to alter Destiny's course. But as the game concluded, the playable cast broke free of their destiny, and it set the stage for the future parts of the remake project to embark on an unknown and altogether new adventure.
All right, so right there, I know a lot of people, especially OG fans like myself, who partway through the game or at the end of the game, they decided that they were out. They thought it was a full reimagining of the game, but I believe that this is an actual sequel. So we'll see what he says about that. But I believe that it is a sequel chain. I think pretty much everybody does at this point now, except for the people that probably noped out of it at the end of the first one. All right, let's see what else he says.
This was symbolized in the initial sense by each member walking through a literal barrier, but it was then further emphasized by an unexpected sequence that revolved around Zack Fair.
Yeah. So that was a big clue in the first game, right? That there was multiple universes minus Cloud or Zack still being alive. I was not sure that it was a multiverse type of setting until one of the parts in Rebirth where there was multiple stamps, right? And so with the whole multiverse thing, it opens up a lot of things, some of which I have problems with, but we'll have to see what he says about that.
The original Final Fantasy VII featured a short event that focused on Zack's last stand outside of Midgar. This moment was pivotal to the development of Cloud Strife as a character, and it was expanded upon to great effect within Crisis Core. The Final Fantasy VII Remake then repurposed cinematics from Crisis Core.
I need to play that game.
There was a fundamental difference. Zack managed to survive that assault from the Shinra Public Security Forces owing to the intervention from the Whispers.
Yeah, that part really shocked me in Remake. Really shocked me. I was like, what the hell? What does that mean now, right?
It became clear, through the use of Stamp as an in-game point of reference, that this intervention had created an alternate timeline, a timeline that dealt with the scenario of what if Zack had lived. The basic premise was therefore representative of the multiverse concept. every possible choice could lead to many potential outcomes. And although we only see one of those outcomes within our reality, even the smallest of differences can branch off to create new worlds that then play out the what-if scenarios.
Yeah, and I think in Remake it also said, or hinted at, that the ending that we got in the OG game was actually the bad ending. So now we're on a quest to have the good ending, basically.
Fantasy VII Rebirth is then used to explore some of those what-if scenarios. But before we delve into more literal discussions as to how and why this happens, we should point out, even if it was perhaps already clear by the title of this video, we are about to go into very deep spoiler territory. So please treat this as your spoiler warning.
Alright, so there you go. You got another spoiler warning, alright? It's your third and final warning. Leave. If you don't want to be spoiled. Alright, let's continue on.
If you have not finished the game yet, please come back later once you have done so.
Which we've done.
Right, with that,
We have done that. That's why I want to watch the video.
Delving into some of the important elements that featured within the ending sequence. And perhaps the best place to start is with unraveling the role of Zack Fair.
Yeah, I would
As
definitely
mentioned,
like a better
at
understanding of
the
that.
conclusion of Remake, one of the biggest shocks was that Zack was believed to have survived his fateful encounter. For some time, due to how severe this notion was, there was a split sentiment, as there were those who just couldn't fathom that Square Enix would have made such an extreme narrative change.
Yeah, it's pretty
But
big.
when episode intermission concluded, Zack featured in prominent fashion, and this cemented that he was very much front of mind. That sentiment was further emphasized when Zack appeared within the teaser trailer for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and continued to appear within all of the pre-launch marketing activities.
Yep, and
Despite this,
I kind of figured, like, from that point on that you'd be able to play as him, which turned out to be a correct assumption.
it came as quite a surprise when Rebirth started with an immediate focus on Zack. But this just emphasized how important the developers believe this particular character to be. Throughout the game, Zack features numerous times in what is collectively known as Interlude, A World Apart. And even though these segments are short, they serve to highlight the parallels that exist between the reality the player is most exposed to and the one that was created by Zack's survival. Perhaps one of the most notable deviations, though, relates to the white materia.
Yes.
In the original game, Aerith protected the white materia after it was given to her by her mother.
And it was
Thunderhawk,
clear in the
and
timeline
she
that we
then
were playing
used
in.
the white materia to summon Holy prior to her unfortunate demise.
Right.
In Rebirth, this chain of events was anticipated to be the same,
Hmm.
but early on we saw that things had changed.
Yeah, the material is
White
clear.
materia had lost its power due to the actions of the Whispers. We later learned that this wasn't the case.
Yeah, but how was that explained though? Like, how is it explained by the Whispers that it had lost power? That I missed at some point.
Within other timelines. In some, the white materia was still fine, and this became a crucial point. As for Aerith to still summon Holy, she would need to gain access to a functioning white materia. After the unexpected events of the Temple of the Ancients, Sephiroth cornered Aerith and Cloud, sending them into oblivion.
Right.
During
And for this, I thought that they had died and resurrected, because I didn't fully believe that there was actual multiverse thing going on. So I thought that in this part, this Cloud and Aerith had died, and then their souls went back through the live stream into the bodies of the comatose Aerith and Cloud sitting in Sector 6. I thought they were still in the same universe, right? I didn't think they were in a different, like, multiverse.
In this sequence, Cloud was pulled into another timeline by an Aerith who was saved by a Zack who also survived. But here, Aerith did not remain comatose in the aftermath. This then adds another timeline to the equation, as denoted by Stamp sporting a new visual style as Cloud attempts to pick out a gift for Aerith.
Alright, so another timeline, right? So we have the OG timeline, we have the Rebirth timeline, we have the Zack is Alive timeline, and so now we have a fourth timeline right here. That's 4 right there, with them doing the date thingy after they fall down at the Temple of the Ancients. So it's at least 4, right? I think my my theory after playing the game, beating the game, I think on Friday, was basically, this is very similar to like Final Fantasy 14, the way they do the multiple planets or whatever. They were split at some point, and then after the split, now they're trying to bring them all together to fix it or something like that. Like the bad guys are trying to bring them all together to get it the way it was before it split, and then Sephiroth is doing basically the same thing. So I wonder if he's going to say anything about that.
Due to this action, Aerith was able to give Cloud a functioning white materia before then sending him back to his own timeline. And this just highlights the extreme power that Aerith possesses, as she is able to combine with her multiverse variants in order to work towards a wider plan that they hope will stop Sephiroth. Zack also highlights how many parallel timelines are in effect, as when faced with a choice of who to save between Aerith, Cloud and Biggs, we see the consequences of each decision. Unique variants of Stamp feature in those scenarios, but they're also used to highlight the power of fate.
Yeah. That's the part that I was like, all right, fine. It's actual multiverses. It's not like some slightly off kilter dimension or something, like full on completely different universes when things are like that different, where base non-focused things are like that drastically different. So that was the moment when I finally succumbed and said, okay, these are full multiverses.
Scenario where Zack attempts to save Biggs, for example, Zack still ends up squaring off against a troop of Shimmer soldiers, just as he did in the fate he avoided. And in the scenario where Zack attempts to save Aerith, we see that Sephiroth still manages to hunt her down, even though her location has changed. One of the other major deviations, however, relates to the reason why the Whispers create the scenario where Zack survived. As the game reached its conclusion, Zack was able to switch between worlds, just as Cloud had done moments prior.
I noticed that.
This enabled Zack to aid the fight against Sephiroth, but it was also fleeting, and after his role had been fulfilled, Zack was sent back from whence he came. However, despite it initially seeming as though Zack's story had concluded, an additional sequence highlighted that he is likely to return in Part 3, as Zack is seen wondering whether his world can unite with Cloud's once again.
Ooh, so what's that hinting at then, huh? I didn't even notice that. Like I was saying, when I beat the game, I was in shock at the end of it. So I was just kind of like in euphoria for having beaten it. But it felt way too real. I do kind of remember that part. So what does that mean? So like, I wonder if that's the key, right? So Sephiroth is trying to join all the planets to restore or change, like end the cycle and basically fix the planet, that sort of thing. But it's implying that maybe Zack is going to try to unite at least a couple of timelines, which is sort of what Sephiroth is trying to do. I'm probably talking myself in the circles right now. But let's keep watching.
That then brings us onto the role of our unwitting protagonist, Cloud Strife. Throughout the original game and remake, Cloud was only partially in control of his own actions.
Right.
In the broader sense, he's being guided by Sephiroth, but it's now clear that Aerith is taking advantage of this by enacting her own plans through Cloud. We've only just spoken about how Aerith used Cloud to transport the white materia from one timeline to another without even telling him the plan. And based on this, it's clear that she is at least somewhat aware of how he will act after certain events transpire.
Right.
There was much debate online as to how they would handle Aerith's death, and although some elements were the same, one of the more intriguing aspects that was evidenced within the sequence and at the Temple of the Ancients is that Aerith is able to break Sephiroth's grasp on Cloud, if only for a moment. In the original game,
right there.
Sephiroth...
Oh my god, I almost had a heart attack. When that part happened, his sword came up and blocked Sephiroth. I was like, oh my god, he saved her. She's not dead. I thought that was the moment when, but that's not what happened. But I thought he had saved her. I was like, oh my god. I lost my mind at that moment.
attempted to have Cloud kill Aerith as she prayed, only to be stopped by the actions of his allies. But in the remake continuity, even though this sequence did still happen, his allies were prevented from entering by another barrier of fate. It was therefore down to Cloud himself to fight against the will of Sephiroth, and he did just that. Based on this, it's now implied that another divergence has been created, similar to what had happened at the end of Remake with Zack. And this is because in the aftermath, we see numerous scenarios. There's one
Right. And one of them, didn't she survive?
where Cloud managed to break free of Sephiroth's grasp and deflected his blade, something that we see led to Aerith surviving.
I thought I saw that.
Another, where despite gaining control, Cloud ended up being a split second too late. But based on how and what has happened this time, it seems as though Aerith, and indeed the planet, are attempting to be the architects of their own destiny. And by everything playing out this way, the emotional state of Cloud is quite different from how it was in the original game, at least in the scenario where Aerith dies. This is then emphasized by Cloud saying to Aerith that he's in control, and that she needn't worry, and by Sephiroth then belittling Cloud for believing that he's gained some kind of control or clarity over his own destiny. What followed mirrored the original game, as Cloud, who had now been rejoined by his allies, was forced to fight against Genova, this time.
I wonder if he says he has control, because I doubt he has control, right? Because he's still going through all the psychiatric stuff. But he said he has control. Sephiroth makes fun of him. Sephiroth, everything Sephiroth does, Sephiroth knows how things are going to end up for the most part. So he's trying to steer certain things to happen. So is he trying to tell that so that he tries harder to believe he has control, or is he telling him that so that he doesn't gain control? Right? Because Sephiroth's trying to steer everything to whatever end that Sephiroth wants, whatever its goals are. Whether it's what we know that him trying to unite all the planets or dimensions or whatever, or trying to resurrect Genova.
I'm dubbed Genova Lifeclinger. But after the conclusion of this encounter, that's where everything started to change. Cloud was displaced, forced to fight Sephiroth alone, and this was where Zack re-emerged to assist. Sephiroth was then faced across multiple timelines. The first was seemingly Sephiroth's timeline. It was reminiscent of the same space where Sephiroth had a premature duel against Cloud in Remake before saying his infamous line about there being 7 seconds
till
until
the end.
Now believing the timing was more apt, Sephiroth had plans to face Cloud alone, but Zack gatecrashed the party. After the fight concluded, Sephiroth split the timeline to remove Zack before becoming Sephiroth Reborn, an allusion to Bizarro Sephiroth.
Yeah.
Cloud overcame this duel, only for Sephiroth Reborn to filter back through to the main timeline, where he was faced by a small group of Cloud's allies. Sephiroth Reborn.
See, that's the thing that makes it like this whole multiverse stuff a little bit confusing for me, is the bleed through. Like Aerith and Sephiroth can bleed through, Zack can bleed through, and then you got popping into one and popping into the other like randomly. It's confusing knowing who can do what and what they're trying to do, right?
Reborn was then forced into the timeline where Zack had saved Aerith before being forced back into the main timeline again. And finally, after Sephiroth Reborn was felled, Sephiroth was then forced to face a combination of Cloud and Aerith in what appeared to be the planet's timeline. This seemed to surprise Sephiroth, and
wait, we're gonna go back real quick. I'll listen to that again.
For becoming Sephiroth Reborn, an allusion to Bizarro Sephiroth. Cloud overcame this duel, only for Sephiroth Reborn to filter back through to the main timeline, where he was faced by a small group of Cloud's allies. Sephiroth Reborn was then forced into the timeline where Zack had saved Aerith, before being forced back into the main timeline again. And finally, after Sephiroth Reborn was felled, Sephiroth was then forced to face a combination of Cloud and Aerith in what appeared to be the planet's timeline. This seemed to surprise Sephiroth, and due to it being unexpected, he attempted to casually...
Right, that line, I underestimated you. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, because he wasn't expecting that. And if he wasn't expecting that's why I stopped believing that he actually knows like what's going to happen, right? He's trying to make things happen, but he doesn't know for a fact that things are going to happen, right? Because he was surprised by this move. And he said the planets timeline. How 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 do we have these definitions of like what's timeline, right?
Manipulate Cloud again by making light of their present surroundings. Sephiroth concluded this encounter by using Tempest Finis, a rather prophetic ability, but even that was not enough. Realizing that his plan had been temporarily stopped, Sephiroth opted to retreat with a smirk, because he knew, just as Aerith did, that there was still a long road ahead in the fateful game they had been playing. That then brings us onto the overarching objective of Sephiroth. In the original game, Sephiroth was concerned with using Meteor to destroy all life, so as to absorb the lifestream as it attempted to heal its wound
and become
become a god.
Yeah.
A god who could use the planet as a vessel for the purpose of continuing the work of Genova, his mother. That plan was ultimately stopped by a combination of Aerith, Cloud, and their allies. Now, it appears as though Sephiroth has much grander plans. Having learnt about the multiverse, Sephiroth wants to merge the various worlds and timelines that exist, and by doing so, he believes this will enable him to become not just the god of one world, but the god of every world. It's unclear how the black materia and the summoning of Meteor fits into this plan now. The assumption is that he still needs to find the same
and he
path
fuses
as
it with
the
his
original,
blade.
but that he wants to amplify the effect so that its impact is felt on a much larger scale. But where do we go from here? Based on the visual cues relating to Aerith, it's clear that in the main timeline, she is now one with the livestream, and specific sequences bookended the huge multi-boss fight encounter to emphasize this.
Right. Because she kept traveling like at the very end there. She kept like appearing all over the place, right? Wait, no, she wasn't appearing all over the place. Those were different timelines. See, this stuff confuses me. I don't do well with multiverses.
Here, however, is that whereas none of Cloud's compatriots can see Aerith, Cloud not only still can, but is also able to communicate with her. She makes a promise to stop Meteor.
The promise, that's right.
Makes a promise to stop Sephiroth.
And
this
then
mirrors the original game, as it's through their combined efforts that the planet.
But then they say no promises at Journey's End.
Spelled out in a rather blatant and simple fashion. The other element here is that Cloud can see the tear in the sky, something that, according to Sephiroth, denotes that a world is doomed to fade into existence. It's for this reason that we saw the same tear in some of Zack's timelines, and according to Sephiroth, when the tear appears, it means that timeline will soon return to the planet's embrace. This last point is further emphasized to the player as Cloud references the sky. We then see the sky from the perspective of his friends, and they see no such tear. Cloud also finds that despite all of the events that transpired, he is in possession of the black materia, and after muttering something about a reunion, he hides it within the Buster Sword. Aerith must be aware of this, but this could be another example of realizing that she cannot stop Cloud from walking his predetermined path, but can still take advantage of it. This predetermined path is then unsubtly denoted by the Sephiroth clones who are shown to be migrating again, having taken up temporary residence in Nibelheim while everything else was sorting itself out.
So they're heading towards the mountains, right? So they're on their way to Rocket Town and north. That's where they're going. Because that's the way, right? So in the OG game, you travel from Nibelheim. You go out the backside of Nibelheim into the Nibel Mountains, past the Nibel reactor through the mountains to the northern side of the western continent, and then boom, right there at Rocket Town.
Aerith's newfound situation, it's safe to say though that she will play a more proactive role in Part 3 than she did within the original game. As for what that role is though, well, it may end up being similar to the role Zack played within Rebirth, but for now, all we can do is speculate around that particular topic. The only other major element worth mentioning is that the ending further hints at the important role that Rufus Shinra will play as the trilogy continues.
Right.
We know, based on developer comments, that Part 3 will have a strong focus on Wutai, and a lot of time and effort has been placed around stoking tensions between Wutai and Shinra.
Alright, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. Let me pull that up real quick. Let's see. Developer talks about FF7 Part 3. See if we can find. So it was 1 month ago. Let's see. All right, well, there we go. There's some news. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 will remain PlayStation exclusive. All right, so Game Rant. Let's see what it says. Rebirth, Forgotten Capital, third game. It's already been confirmed with development team behind it, hinting that it could be about 4 years before it's ready to release, which is about standard. Honestly, the third entry will be the final chapter, right? But little else is known about at the time of the writing. All right, so that was 2 weeks ago. All right, Tetsuya Nomura from IGN. We're delighted to present messages from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth creative director Tetsuya Nomura. As revealed on the broadcast, there are currently 4 Final Fantasy VII projects being developed in parallel. So each of the 4 titles plays a different role. They are all connected through high-quality depictions of Final Fantasy VII's world and characters. Someone is involved with development of each and every one of the original titles. All right, Rebirth is being designed so people can enjoy this game whether they know the original game or not. Okay. As revealed in the broadcast, there are currently 4. Yep. Share the intention behind the name of the remake, the second title, Rebirth. In time, I hope to reveal what the third title will be called. I don't know where Final Fantasy Union's getting the info. Reddit, maybe. No, I'm not gonna put Reddit. Oh, let's see. What does Reddit have to say about it? Okay, it's just people excited waiting for it. Game Rant, what it could be. How long ago was this article? Jeez. Yeah, so I don't know where he's getting that information from, but I'll just have to take his word for it. These guys are a little more connected than poor little old me. All right, so back at it, talking about Rufus Shinra and his increasing involvement. Yeah, he even plays a role in Advent Children. Even Advent Children, he plays a little role.
Also made clear that Rufus can see the whispers, and that Sephiroth is attempting to manipulate him. But we also know, based on Rufus's own convictions, that he is not one to be easily manipulated. This has been evidenced so far within the remake continuity, but also within some of the wider compilation. And it's going to be interesting to see how that specific piece of the puzzle resolves, and whether Rufus ends up helping Cloud just as he inadvertently did within the original game.
Yeah, Advent Children right there.
Either way, we're now in the final stretch of this new saga. Soon enough, we will find out the truth behind everything. Until then though, we hoped you enjoyed watching this rundown of the ending and how everything transpired. If you did, please hit that like button and be sure to let us know in the comments what you thought about the story, as well as any other things you pulled out that perhaps we missed or you interpreted in a different way. Alright everyone, with that, this is Daryl signing out. As always, I'd like to give a big thank you to all of our Patreon and YouTube membership supporters, especially Benjamin Snow, the livestream, Gregory, Justin Dent and Sukun TDK, who are super special Onion Knight supporters, and of course, a big thank you to everyone for watching this video. I'll see you all again soon for more Final Fantasy goodness.
Alright, I'm sharing that video in the various chats right now. Go ahead and check them out. Give it a thumbs up. That was a pretty good video. Explain some things that I had missed, that's for sure. Definitely some things I had missed. Okay. What did I say in the comments? What the hell is going on? Yeah. That was basically me. Sort of trying to get every version of Stamp. Sort of trying to merge everyone in the Kingdom Hearts universe. Gameplay details of beginning to know fight. Notice that Cloud is the only party member without a full limit break age. For implying the other members are in a heightened emotional state. Oh, having witnessed Aerith's death, yet Cloud is not in a heightened emotional state. Evidently, in retrospect, the limit break thing is something that they wanted to do in the original game but never did. Interesting. That is a very interesting point. Very interesting point. So Cloud doesn't have a limit break. Everybody else does at the start of the Genova fight. Huh. There's Anchor, same thing as remake. Very interesting. Very interesting. Good video. Good video. I'm already subscribed. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and check out the video. Like that's a decent explanation of the ending. Let's see. I want to check out somebody else's opinion. Let's see what we got here. Any other big channels? Drexel. I guess I could watch the IGN explanation. Let's see. Explained-ish. GameSpot. 24,000 views. So hard to tell which. Big Dan Gaming. Let's check out the IGN one. IGN one's got a lot of views. All right, so let's see what they have to say about
what in the hell is going on? The story of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is pretty easy to follow, until you get to the end, that is.
Yes.
Much like its predecessor, the final chapter of Rebirth heads into weird, uncharted territory, and it can all become a bit confusing. To save you from befuddlement, we've studied the ending and the storylines that lead up to it over and over, to make sense of it all. And where we can't make sense of it, we've theorized on what it means. Watch on for all those answers, but be warned, it's all spoilers from here on out, for both Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and the original game.
What the hell are you...
Just play along for a bit, okay?
In the finale of Final Fantasy VII Remake, it was revealed that there are two timelines. The one in which the main events of the game unfold, and a second reality in which Zack Fair survived the attack by Shinra guards. Rebirth goes one step further and reveals there's not two realities, but multiple. Infinite numbers of them, in fact. Yup, welcome to the Final Fantasy VII multiverse.
Behold, the true nature of reality.
Sephiroth explains that when the boundaries of fate are breached, new worlds are born. And so when Cloud and the party defeated the Whisper Harbinger in the finale of Remake, they created the reality in which Zack survives. But Rebirth...
It's all pretty much the same thing that Final Fantasy Union was saying. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to grab some water and we'll keep watching this video. Yeah, it's basically the same.
Demonstrates that even the smallest cap, the version of Zack who goes to save Biggs, creates a world where Stamp is a bulldog with a bucket hat, while the version who chooses Aerith manifests in a reality where Stamp is a corgi with a collar. Follow the dogs, and you'll know the reality you're in. While these different realities are the stages for different stories, Rebirth does suggest that everyone has a destiny that's hard to outrun. In the realities where Zack chooses to save Cloud and Biggs, both versions of him are hunted down by squads of Shinra soldiers, echoing the way he died in the main reality.
End of the road, huh? Fate's got one twisted sense of humor.
We see this with an alternative version of Aerith too. It's implied that Sephiroth will always hunt her down. This, along with the return of the Whispers, the arbiters of fate we met in Final Fantasy VII Remake, suggests that the party didn't totally break the concept of destiny in Remake, and that there's still a canon path that the multiverse expects its inhabitants to.
Well, sort of, right? Sort of, because there's two different types of Whispers. So there's the Whispers that answer to Sephiroth. Making fun of my buddy, he got a Jeep. So there's two types of whispers. You have the white whispers, which seem to be working with the planet, and you have the black whispers that are working with Sephiroth. So, I'll see if they make the distinction.
To tread. So what's the deal with these multiple realities? Well, unsurprisingly, Sephiroth wants to mess it all up. In the original Final Fantasy VII, Sephiroth's plan was to cause a meteor to collide with the planet. The impact would cause the world's spiritual energy, known as Lifestream, to leak out, which Sephiroth could then absorb to fuel his ascent to godhood. Rebirth's version of Sephiroth plans something similar, but his goal is now greater than becoming a mere god. He wants to rule over infinity, to lay claim to the entire multiverse. To do so, he plans what he calls a homecoming, the union of the multiverse's many realities. Sephiroth explains that all worlds are doomed to fade from existence. We see this in a couple of instances, with the skies of some realities torn asunder. When these worlds die, they apparently return to the planet's embrace. Essentially, it's the Lifestream on a multiversal level. Sephiroth doesn't speak plainly about his plans for this convergence of realities, but since he still seeks the meteor summoning black materia, it's logical to assume that he wants to unite the multiverse and then obliterate it. If absorbing the Lifestream of one reality can make him a god, then absorbing the Lifestream of multiple realities would likely help him achieve that whole King of Infinity ambition.
I, son of Genova, will at last claim my birthright. My dominion shall reach into infinity. It shall encompass worlds unbound by fate, and histories unwritten.
For Sephiroth to destroy the multiverse with Meteor, he'll need to ensure that nothing stands in his way. And so that means killing Aerith, the last of the Cetra, and the only person capable of using white materia to pray for Holy, a magical barrier that will protect the planet. And so that's exactly what he does. But let's rewind, because there's a lot that happens leading up to Aerith's death.
There's one of
As
the
revealed
timelines
in
where
her
she
trial in
survives.
the Temple of the Ancients, Aerith was given the white materia by her dying mother. But across the events of the first game, her every encounter with the Whispers sapped the white materia of the knowledge and memories that power it. By the time Aerith left Midgar, it was nothing more than an empty, useless globe. As such, if Aerith is to protect the planet, she needs a new white materia. Thankfully, the multiverse means there are multiple Aeriths, each with their own materia.
Here, take it.
Through the guise of
Well, that's a better explanation of how the Whispers drained the white materia. Definitely, that's a better explanation right there.
Dream, an alternate Aerith pulls Cloud into her reality, a world where the sky is crumbling and there's no hope of salvation. This version of Aerith gives Cloud her white materia and sends him back to his reality, just before Sephiroth arrives to stop her. Returned to the main reality, Cloud gives Aerith this new white materia, putting Destiny back on track. Of course, as we well know from the original Final Fantasy VII, that destiny involves being impaled on Sephiroth's sword. And, perhaps as expected, that's exactly what happens. But it's more complicated than that. We see Cloud deflect Sephiroth's blade.
Yeah. So does that mean that there is
Saving
one
Aerith from
timeline?
a killing blow. We even see moments of her alive in Cloud's arms, and yet she still dies.
Aerith,
Yeah.
wake up.
But wouldn't that
As
mean like
far as
there's
I
a
can tell,
timeline
there's
where
no
she would be
concrete
there?
answer to what exactly is happening here. The burst of rainbow colour in this scene suggests another branch of fate, as this motif is used in other scenes in which the multiverse is crossed or adjusted, and so this could be Cloud catching a glimpse of a reality where Aerith survives. But it could also just be a result of Cloud's degrading mind,
Yeah.
as hinted at throughout.
Yeah, but what about it? So if he's like catching a glimpse of a timeline where she survives, that means there's a timeline where she survives. So wouldn't that be the most successful timeline, right? Because she'd be alive and she'd use white materia. Because she's literally in the process of casting the spell when Sephiroth comes in there to go stab her. That's the part that I don't understand, right? Because if there's a timeline where she survives, then that's it, right? But since there isn't, right? That's what they're implying, is there probably isn't one. So, but they show her survive. I don't know. It's confusing, right?
Throughout the entirety of Rebirth's story, Cloud's body is gradually breaking down, causing him to be something of an unreliable narrator. We'll return to this topic a bit later if you want to know more. Aerith's death is immediately followed by an incredibly long, multi-phase boss battle. And in the final phase, none other than Aerith arrives to help defeat Sephiroth. While Rebirth features multiple versions of Aerith, it seems that this is actually our Aerith. Well, her spirit form at least. Following Sephiroth's defeat, we see Aerith fade away in little green lights, a sure sign that she's returned to the Lifestream. But while she's returned to the planet, that doesn't mean she's gone forever.
See, right there, right there. That's her
the final
alive.
cutscene shows the party mourning Aerith's loss. Yet, in almost all of these scenes, Aerith is clearly standing among them. Sadly, she's not miraculously alive. This is just her spirit. But while the majority of the party cannot see her, Cloud can. Not just that, he can even talk with her. In Rebirth's final moments, Aerith makes a promise to Cloud.
I'll put everything I've got into my prayers. I'll stop the meteor.
Cloud makes his own promise to stop Sephiroth. This is an echo of the original game's ending, in which it's hinted that Aerith's spirit protects the planet using the lifestream, while Cloud defeats Sephiroth. Over in another reality, Zack also makes something of a promise to himself. Sephiroth explains that worlds unite and part, and Zack witnessed this when his reality overlapped with Cloud's, allowing them to fight Sephiroth Reborn together. Their worlds are now separated, but Zack wonders if they could be reunited once more. It's a spark of hope for him, as in his universe, Cloud is terminally ill from Mako poisoning, and Aerith is in a long...
But they did that though, right? So, in the fight, they did unite each other. So, does that mean they'll take it to another level in the next one?
long-term coma following the disaster in Midgar. If his world can merge with another, then there's a chance that he could be reunited with healthy versions of Cloud and Aerith once again.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the final version is going to be Cloud and Zack reunited for the final fight, right?
They can't unite again.
Right?
While the ending suggests that Aerith will be able to stay by Cloud's side as a spiritual guide for the rest of the journey, it's not all roses for our spiky-haired protagonist. He's the only person able to see the tear in his reality's sky, perhaps as a result of having travelled across multiple worlds himself. More ominously, it could be related to Cloud's mental connection to Sephiroth. As Cloud discovers he has the black materia in his pocket, his mind glitches for a moment. He mutters, "the reunion," and fits the apocalyptic materia into his Buster Sword. What all this means will almost certainly be covered in the final game of the remake trilogy, but if you want to know more context now, we need to look at the full events of the original game. As hinted to in Rebirth's Shinra Mansion basement scenes, Cloud was experimented on by Professor Hojo, who injected him with Genova cells.
Which is what we know from the OG game if you do all the side quests.
Robed figures seen all throughout Rebirth are also victims of the same Genova trials. The reunion of which both they and Cloud speak is the reunion of Genova's cells, a ritual triggered by Sephiroth himself from a crater far in the north. That's where the robed men are headed, and that's why Cloud miraculously knows that Sephiroth is in the north. He's been subconsciously summoned by the reunion. You can probably now see why Sephiroth wants Cloud to keep that black materia safe. The other significant reveal in the finale is that Glenn Lodbrok is actually a puppet of Sephiroth. As revealed earlier in the game, Lodbrok is attempting to reignite the war between Shinra and Wutai. In a public
his character didn't really hit for me all that much. The additional Wutai resistance stuff was interesting, but his character it didn't really hit for me.
address, he blames the murder of several Wutai soldiers on the company, as well as the emergence of the weapons from the Mako reactors. But the reveal that Lodbrok is actually a manifestation of Sephiroth lays clear the whole purpose of the conflict. It's a ploy to distract Rufus Shinra.
How very astute.
As noted in the scene between Rufus and Glenn, it was Rufus's father's dream to discover the Promised Land, a place overflowing with Mako energy where he could build the city of Neo Midgar. After President Shinra was killed, Rufus continued his father's work, tailing Aerith in hope of discovering this fabled place. But Sephiroth also wants to find the Promised Land. In the original game, he needs its abundance of energy to use the black materia and summon Meteor, and presumably this remains true in Rebirth. And so by creating the manifestation of Glenn Lodbrok, Sephiroth can brew a conflict between Wutai and Shinra that will distract Rufus away from the Promised Land. Rufus works it all out and guns down the robed man who took Glenn's form, but it seems like it's too little, too late. The Shinra Resistance Committee is ready for war, and it looks like it'll all get messy in the final game of the trilogy.
Put the city of Mako and misery to the torch!
And with all that, hopefully we've helped you make sense of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's twisty multiverse puzzle of an ending. For more information, check out our review of the game.
That didn't really add much to my understanding. Anybody has some moments of clarity? Kate says line during the level scenes, like it was foreshadowing. What is the future if not the product of choices past? Each a fork in the road. None can divine the conclusion of every path, and yet all tales that begin with a chance encounter share the same end, a tearful farewell. Easiest MacGuffin for writers to change old stories. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Yeah, a lot of people don't like the multiverse. I'm not sure I like the multiverse either. I think it takes a lot of the stakes out of it. All right, well, there you go. Here, I'll put the link to the IGN video as well in chat. You guys can go check that out if you want. There we go. Okay. So yeah, what we gained? Shoot, I'm not even sure we gained very much understanding. I guess some of the understanding that some additional understanding that we got is basically Zach knows about the multiverses. Zach believes that he can join back again with the other ones. Aerith can read all the multiverses. So can Sephiroth. Cloud can talk to Aerith. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Doesn't seem like it made me understand any better. It's interesting. It's interesting. I don't think I like the multiverse thing. I think it takes a lot of the stakes out of it. But yeah, all right. So we're gonna take a little break, and then we're going to begin knocking out some of the completion stuff. So I will see you in a little bit. Oh man. So I scarfed down a shin bowl real quick. And I'll tell you what, you shouldn't scarf those down quickly.
Give it a try.
Oh.
You won't regret it.
Alright, so we need the dragon claws. That's what we need. So we're gonna do standard. The difficulty is set on easy. I want this to be as easy as humanly possible. So I think the best thing to do is this. Okay. No! All right. All right, I think last time I did a little bit better. Okay, let's go over here. Okay. Okay, we got one more. Okay, that's where we need to get to. Alright, so next time what we'll do is we'll go to round there, up, and then we'll take the first turn over there. I think that's the best way to do it. Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. Alright, let's restart. Okay, and then we run through here. Okay, now we need to go up here. Alright, need to go here. Come on. Okay. Okay. Come on. Okay, we're still doing all right. All right, so now let's get up here. Okay. Okay, let's go. Come on. Okay, next. All right, let's go. Okay, here we go. Right. All right, come on. Woo!
Brace yourself.
All right, let's go. Come on, come on, come on.
Sorry.
Woo! What was our score? What was our score? Oh, whoa. Oh my goodness, I almost got it.
See if you can do even better next time.
Woo! 400, so that would have been for those 50s to 8 of those 50s. So that's the right path. I just have to hit everything. All right, so we know what path we need to do. So we're gonna go to the right. Okay, so far so good. Uh-oh, that's not good. All right. All right, let's go. I didn't forget one, did I? Did I forget one? I did forget one. That's the one I forgot. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. That's basically all you can do. Alright. So we'll retry. Try that again. Alright, so we want to go to the right, but we need to go up there. Okay. Fun. All right, let's go. Okay. All right, let's go. All right, let's go. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, up here. Okay. Okay. Got to get that 200. Okay. Come on. Okay. Come on. Come on. Did I do it? I did it! I did it! I did it! All right, we did it. We did it. All right. Okay. We got it. We got the gloves. Oh, that makes me happy.
Wow. You got some real talent there.
Yeah, there we go. Now, box crusher keychain. All right.
Have a good day. Hope to see you again.
All right, Tifa. Material and equipment. Tifa. Now she has Dragon Claws. We learned Star Shower now. I'm gonna be using that a lot. Attack power, damage. Ooh, flat attack power 20 is good. Okay, that should do for her. All right. Well, now that we did that, I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. Okay. So, then we have other weapons we need to collect. Alright, so what other weapons do we need to collect? So, alright, Cloud has all his swords, Barrett has all his guns, Tifa has all her gloves. We're missing one for Aerith. Alright, so let's see what we're missing for Aerith. Okay, weapon locations. All right, Aerith. Let's see, Aerith. Guard stick we have. Timeless rod we have. Empress's scepter we have. Wizard's rod we have. Ceremonial staff we have. Plumos rod we don't have. Reward for finishing all of Hojo's exams after completing the Lament of the Damned side quest. We gotta do all of Hojo's exams, so that is next, and that's in chapter 12. Okay, so chapter 12, which I wonder if we can go to chapter 13. Chapter 13? Can I do that? And current quest completion data. Ooh, let's do this one. Yes. Go on easy just to get it done. Fast travel is unavailable.
Mind filling us in on the Keystone before we arrive?
Gladly. About 20 years back, one of my more eccentric colleagues convinced the company to build a museum for his antiques.
Okay. Go to Nibble. Shinra Mansion.
The reliquary, they called it. Pretty cool, eh? Now, according to company records, the Keystone was housed there.
Wait a second. I thought you said it was at the Gold Saucer.
Aye, I'm getting to that. Never fret. Here was it. Oh, right. So, the museum turned out to be a total flop. Closed as soon as it opened. But, somewhere between cutting the ribbon and boarding up the windows, the Keystone vanished into thin air.
So it's not at the saucer?
You know where it went?
No, but I know a man who will. A former curator.
Deal.
How do you know that name?
Let's just say I've been around a while.
After the museum debacle, all Theo was demoted, only to be promoted again when the saucer took off. Made director in no time. A real riches to rags to riches story. All which is why we're bound for the saucer.
Hey, Sid, did I hear right? You used to work for Shinra?
Still do, on occasion. The boys got their uses.
That's gonna be a problem. You see, we don't take kindly to friends of the company.
And I don't take kindly to that tone of yours. Man who tries to lord his power over me is gonna wish he didn't. That's what's appealing about the skies. Got them all to myself.
All right. Should be able to fast travel now. I think from this chapter we'll be able to fast travel everywhere.
Sincerely hope you enjoyed your trip with us.
Cruises? I thought it was Bronco Airlines.
Not after his wings got clipped.
All right, we'll go ahead and skip this real quick. We're gonna do a story playthrough, I think, at some point. Okay. Fast travel unlocked. We have literally done everything. It says 7 out of. Oh, we still got to do chocobo racing. So yeah, we might as well hang out in chapter 13 for a little bit, huh? All right, so let's go over here. And let's go do Hojo's singing so we can go get the staff. Alright, well, I guess we gotta go inside the mansion. Are we able to... Ooh, let's, who needs to learn stuff? Tifa and Aerith. I'll have to swap out... Yes, combat settings. Edit party. Total brain fart. Alright, there we go. Got Tifa in the party. Let's see. Materia. Let's give Tifa a good armlet with some materia slots on it. Down 34. Down 35, but up 1. 38, up 30. Well, it's not too far off, to be honest. Enhanced Garm Bangle. I should make some more Garm Bangles. Can I make Garm Bangles? Enhanced Garm Bangles? Enhanced Garm. What do I need for Enhanced Garm? Exquisite Beast Hides. I wonder if you can buy those. We'll give her one of these Varvados bracelets. Okay. Does she have precision defense, steadfast block? So let's give her HP. You shall need HP. There's the MP up. There's her HP up. Okay. But literally just this stuff. Okay, I can do that. Alright, well then. I'll just throw a healing and cleansing and a fire and a lightning. There. Okay. Aerith is also good. Alright. We should be bueno. Let's see. Can we do anything here? No. What can I buy here? No supplies. And I could buy Garm Bagels though. Alright, let's go do it. So the last staff that we're missing for Aerith is a reward for the Hojo simulator. Oh yeah, I don't have to hit triangle anymore. That's convenient. Can I first travel? Level, change floors. There it is. Can I fast travel? Shouldn't you be able to fast travel? I could have sworn you're able to fast travel to the spot. Yeah, right here. Fast travel. Alright, well let's do it. So what challenges do we have now? Fusion analysis, astral remnant, interesting. Yep.
It's on you.
Start shower.
Here goes.
Ooh, yeah, we're like really powerful.
I got
Dang. Easy peasy. That was it? That's it? Alright. That was
Let's
easy.
keep it up.
Alright. Well, I mean, it is easy difficulty. Astral Remnants. We'll need to do the, why is that red? Is it just red because that's how it is? Oh, you about to get it, Yin. That's it? Alright, let's get him. Job.
It's your turn now.
How dare you?
Now's our chance.
Let's finish it. Good luck. Here goes. Get him. It's your turn.
Keep it together.
All set.
Great.
Finish him off.
Alright, Star Shower.
I can help too. Good night. Here he comes. One more. Sorry about that.
Keep hitting him.
That'll do. Can you take over for me?
It's on you.
Alright. Easy peasy.
Just like that, okay?
Alright. Whatever you say, boss. Turbo ether. Subversion materia. Oh, another easy one.
Keep it together.
Watch yourself. I'll take care of him.
Oh yeah? Getting awakens, huh? Rating award. Choppy choppy.
Take him down. Sorry.
It's on you. I'm coming. Tagging out.
Hang back. Take the lead.
Let's go.
Ooh, there we go.
Keep it together.
Let me handle this. You're up.
There he goes.
You got this. All set.
I'll do another star shower
Here
anyways.
goes. It's your turn.
My turn. Now's our chance.
Let's finish.
Boom. Easy peasy.
Nice little workout.
Elixir, nice. All right, see if anything else unlocks after this one.
Take the lead.
I got you.
Come on.
Pour it on. Get him. You're up. So it's my turn? Ready? Ha! This one's for you. Don't worry. The planet's got us.
Deal with that.
Okay, let's go. It's on you.
I got you.
Come on.
All right. And here we go.
Take the lead.
Finish him off.
All right, star shower.
Right, my turn. This one's for you.
There we go. Done. That went quick.
Let's keep it up.
I'll try. Alright, so we got the subversion materia earrings. Alright, let's see. Does it unlock anything else? It's loading a cutscene. Ooh, door to the secret laboratory. Librariatory. Google medals are always nice. Oh, that's probably it right there in the chest. Dang. Some good loot so far, and is this it? I believe it is. A Plumos rod. Alright, so we got the weapon that we were looking for. Alright, Arif. Cool. Alright. We need limit break damage plus 10. Does she have damaging limit breaks? I don't think she does she? Well, let's give her hit points. And enduring ward. And then limit break damage plus 10%. I don't think she has any damaging limit break. Okay, worship cooldown by that. I'll do that one. Okay. Ray of Judgment. Well, alright, so now, who do we need next? Okay, we got Cloud, Aerith, Tifa, Red 13, Barrett, Yuffie, Kate Sith. Alright, so Red 13. Let's see what Red 13's weapon is. Alright, so let's go through the list. Okay. Mithril collar, we got it. Renegade's collar, we got it. Silver collar, we don't got it. Chapter 6, Fun Wild West. Run Wild, Free For All. Rank 3 prize, Casa del Sol. Oh! Casa del Sol Run Wild. We'll see if we can do it in this chapter. So let's go to Casa del Sol. And go do the Run Wild minigame. Alright. Alright, Casa del Sol. It's the Run Wild minigame. Apparently it's a rank 3 prize?
The best way to make tracks is on Chocoback. Chocobos for rent right here, folks.
You got a map of
town? Oh, speaking of which, Tifa can be equipped with her best weapon. Best weapon now that she is finished. Oh, that is not the strongest. 68 down. 1745 down. Wow, leather gloves, huh? Alright. Apparently her best is her leather gloves. Alright, Run Wild.
Welcome to Run Wild. A parent, now's your chance to run wild.
Silver collar, so rank 3 first. Free for all. Alright, so now I know how to play because I watched Max play this. No, I don't own goal. I am not good at this. Damn it, I missed. Hey! Dude, this is not fun. I am not enjoying myself. Own goal. Mine. Come on. God, I'm terrible. Oh my god, I suck at that game. Alright, I gotta use the bathroom. Okay. Retry, because we want to win, right? That's how we get it. Winning. Get it away from my goal. No! I'm an idiot. Ah! Dude, oh, I hate this fucking game. Yeah. There it goes. God damn it. I hate most of the mini games in this game. I think I'm done playing for today. All right. So I hope you all have a fantastic day, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Go ahead and give us a like, follow, and subscribe. We're over on YouTube, Twitch, and Rumble. So have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow.